Hello, class. Nice to see you. I'm here somewhere. Oh, there I am. Okay, so we're going to begin. We're looking at 8.6 lecture. Sometimes we get loans from the bank, especially for a home loan or a car loan or a personal loan. And then you wonder, well, how do they figure out the monthly payment? Well, to figure out the monthly payment, we use a formula called the amortization formula. Amortization formula. Okay, and that formula is M equals, and it's a pretty long one, P over R over N, 1 minus 1 plus R over N to the negative NT. Notice there's a negative right there in denominator. Okay? All right, what's the new letter that we see here? M, right? What do you think M stands for? Correct. Monthly payment. That's what M equals, the monthly payment. Now, for this particular type of loan, just for this class, N will always equal 12. We pay once a month, so we're going to calculate interest once a month as well. So let's do an example. Okay, let's say we have a home loan for $300,000. We say, hey, that's the price of the home I'd like to buy. But the bank says we need a down payment, 10% down payment. Now, down payment means you're going to pay the bank 10% of the loan first, and then the rest that's left will be the actual loan that you're going to be borrowing, okay? So let's say that you want to do that at 4% rate, and that's going to happen with a 30-year fixed. Now, 30-year fixed loan means that the bank can never change the loan amount, okay? So, it looks like I'm running out of space here. What I'd like you to do is when you get a problem like this, we're going to go off to the side and do our M, R, N. We have a P and a T, okay? M is what we're looking for, our monthly payment. R is the rate, and we said it was 4%, so that's 0.04. N is going to be 12. Now, P is not going to be $300,000 because we paid 10% down payment. So we have to figure out the 10% down payment first. So 10% can be written as 0.10, and 10% of 300, when you hear the word of, it means we're going to multiply. So 10% of 300 is $30,000. Okay, so there's our down payment. So we have to find P. So P is going to equal the $300,000 for the price of the house minus the $30,000 down payment, which is going to equal $270,000. So that's going to be the principal, the amount of the loan. So that's going to be $270,000. And T is in years, 30 years. Okay. All right, so I'm going to erase the board and we're going to go ahead and now put these figures into our formula. You will need your calculator because it's very difficult to do this on a calculator. Make sure you have your scientific calculator. So let's write out what we have. Okay, we have M equals 270,000, that's the amount of the loan. 0.04 is the interest over 12, which is our compounding period. All over 1 minus 1 plus 0.04 over 12 to the negative N times T. N is 12 and T is 30. Okay, so when we're doing these calculations, it's very important that we keep all our digits that are in our calculator. So we'll start with the numerator And whatever we figure out there, we'll put it here. Then we'll do denominator, and we'll put that there, and then we'll divide, keeping all of our numbers after the digit. So how we will do this first is we're going to do the parentheses first and divide. So in your calculators, you do 0.04 divided by 12 equals, and times that by 270,000. Okay, now when you do that, you'll end up with 900. So this one came out even. There's no decimals. Now the next one's a bit trickier. We're still going to use PEMDAS. What I like to do, though, is do this first, because it's hard to do all of this in your calculator. So 12 times 30 is 360. So what we're looking at is negative 360 as our power. Okay? Now, if you don't know how to do a negative power, go off to the side and try something. We'll try that. Let's see, 2 to the negative 2. If we were to actually calculate that, so off to the side, we're just doing some calc work to see how we can figure out to use our negative. 2 to the negative 2 in realistic is 2 to the 2 with a positive, right? Then that equals 1/4. Excuse me. And 1/4 is 0.25. So let's get our calculators out and try to get 0.25 by putting 2 to the negative 2. Now, calculators are different. Some calculators want you to put the negative in first, so you'll have a plus minus sign, and that'll change it to a negative. So you put in a 2, a plus negative, and then y to the x. I can't do it with that actual calculator in my hand. Then put in the 2. One way or the other, it should work. Same thing if you have, I'm going to go down here for this one. You have a 2 caret 2 plus minus. That'll work. In other calculators, it's 2 caret plus minus 2. Well, you want that negative to show up. That's what the plus minus do. It takes it from a positive number, makes it negative. So in this one, what I was talking about previously, it's 2 y to the x, 2 plus minus sign, which will change it to negative. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Now, some calculators will do the opposite. You'll go 2 y to the x, and then you do your plus minus sign, and then the 2 to make sure you get your negative in there. Ultimately, what we want is right here, 2 to the negative 2. Okay, so put that in your calculator, and you should get 0.25. Okay, so you need to know how to do that in order to do this next problem. Okay, so let's go to the actual problem now. All right, so we're going to start on the inside. PEMDAS says division first, so here we go together. 0.04 divided by 12 equals, plus 1 equals, to the power of 360, but it's a negative 360, equals. Okay, now you have this number. Now you're going to say, see how it says 1 minus? Ignore that. Instead, you're going to put in your calculator minus 1. And then you'll end up with a negative number, and we don't want the negative number, so you just ignore the negative number, and this is what we should have. 0.69820413448. Your calculator may not go all the way out. It may just go 9 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which is okay. 8 or 9 is fine. All right? So don't forget, when you're doing this right here to the negative power, when you're done with that, then you minus 1, and that'll take care of that 1 minus, and then you change the sign, and it'll be positive. Okay, so the end result is the monthly payment will be $1,289.02. Okay, now I noticed when I did this last time, it cut me off, so I'm going to make different lectures. This is lecture A, and then we'll do lecture B. Okay, see you soon.